say because you've been gracious, is this. When I first became a public defender, I had no criminal defense experience. And I walked in and I told my boss, Charlie, I said, listen, you should hire me. He said, why? I said, because I'm black. Charlie looked at me like I was crazy.
Now to the always charming Democrat Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, and when she is not mocking disabled Americans in wheelchairs, she is engaging in some, what I see as virulently racist dialogue. Listen here as she claims a black Republican colleague is whitewashed because he married a white woman.
Some of our skinfolk who definitely are not our kinfolk, such as Byron Donalds, literally it's because you married a white woman and so you think that that whitewashed you. I'm not really sure like what it is. You know, I feel like they give him his talking points and he's like, yes, massa, I got it.
Charming stuff. Skinfolk are not kinfolk, Josh. Explain the rise of Jasmine Crockett among the Democrats, the way she talks about some of the Republicans who she serves with, the manner in which she conducts herself. You would think it would almost be disqualifying, but she has got significant power and her voice is amongst the loudest right now.
Rita, I'll give you my quick take on Jasmine Crockett by way of a musical analogy. So I know that you and I are both big country music fans. I'm less certain how you feel about classic rock, but by way of example here, let's think about the Beatles. So the Beatles are Paul McCartney, John Lennon, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr. So when the Squad comes into power in the U.S. House back in 2018, 2019, it's Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and then Ayanna Pressley in Massachusetts. But people forget about Ayanna Pressley. I mean, she's kind of like a nothing burger these days. So my theory on Jasmine Crockett is that Jasmine Crockett is making a strong play to supplant Ayanna Pressley as the Ringo Starr of the Squad because Lennon, McCartney, and Harrison are already taken. But she wants in. She wants in on the band. She will be there in the background. She will do some drums there. She wants in on just the total chaos in the far left flank of the House Democratic caucus there. You know, maybe the most offensive thing about Jasmine Crockett is that she deliberately talks. She puts on this shtick, this act as if she's kind of like just like fresh off the street. She has this accent. She tries to talk. It's so demeaning. I mean, you look at where this woman went to school. She went to extremely expensive, elitist private schools her whole life. This is not how she actually talks. It is literally all an act. I don't know why Democrats feel that they have to put on this act there. If I were a Democratic voter, I would be grossly offended by this. I would just be deeply offended there. I'm obviously not a Democratic voter there.
We will get to Cory Booker's descent into madness shortly, but first, the polling for the Democrats continues to hit new lows. We are now looking at 21% approval ratings for Democrats in Congress. Here is CNN.
Holy Toledo. Voters' views of the Democrats in Congress among all voters disapprove 68%. And look at the approved number, just 21%, even lower than the Democratic Party at large. This is the lowest on record for Democrats, according to Quinnipiac University polling. You think these numbers are bad? Let's go to this side of the screen. We'll look how Democratic voters feel. Get this. The plurality of Democratic voters disapprove of Democrats in Congress at 49%, and just 40% approve. Horrible, horrible, horrible.
Joining me now is host of a new program, Spot On with Link Lauren, on Megyn Kelly's network. Link, even the majority of Democrats do not approve of the Democrats in Congress.
Great to be back with you, Rita. This is because the Democrats have lost their darn minds. The Democrats are also choosing these ridiculous hills to die on. If you look at the data, 79% of Americans in a recent New York Times Ipsos poll, they tell you they do not want men and women's sports. So what do the Democrats do the next day? They go out and vote to keep men and women's sports. If you look at these polls, an overwhelming majority of Americans, they support mass deportations. They support deporting criminals. What do the Democrats do? They go on TV and say, no, 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 we can't do these mass deportations. This is racist. This is xenophobic. So the Democrats are coming down on the wrong side of every single issue, and it's why people are leaving the Democratic Party in droves.